Finally, this is H.P.T Power Train, baby. We're back. Not at work. Got about 2.5 inches of snow sitting on the ground over here in Louisiana. Mm, cold. Nothing to do but come in here and play with trains, man. And therefore, I need to crank up our locomotive. So, how y'all guys been doing? You been all right? It's in the 30s over here, and we're running Rapido in the back area in the 30s, and no constrictions, no nothing. She's running beautiful. I've kind of been running her all morning, and I wanted to come talk to you guys about 3D printing. Hello, Randall. How you doing, man? So 3D printing. I made a video. Uh, it's a good topic to talk about, and there's a lot of good feedback on it that people was wondering what printer they're going to be leaning towards, what they want to do, such as 3D printing. Uh, if you never done it, I can understand how it can be shady water to get into getting a 3D printer. But I'll tell you, I was like that too. I was the same way also. I was worried about getting a 3D printer. I was worried about me not understanding how a 3D printer works. So what I did, I dove in pretty hard. I bought the FlashForge Adventure 4. It's a filament printer because I knew I wanted to make structures, right? Like bridges, walls. That's what the filament is good for. Stuff like this. This one broke because I peeled it out the thing. But yeah, stuff like this because it's a flat surface. Filament is good for stuff like this, okay? This is the one that I painted. It fits on a gondola. If it's flat, got angles, right degree angles, and again, if it's a structure or build, filament is good for that. Now, of course, I did print vehicles with it. They do not come out the best, but somebody was saying that if you take your vehicles and put them on an angle, they print better. Okay, so those of y'all guys wondering, that's the way I went with a filament. I bought the $800 Adventure 4, and I have not had any troubles with the Adventure 4. The resin, the feedback on the resin printer that people were talking about in the video, he was asking if it's better. In the aspect of details, and again, I do not own a resin printer. A lot comes with a resin printer. Okay, I've never owned one, but from what I see and hear, they do make good details. They are very impressive, but you also have to put up with ventilation, curing stations, and wash stations. I will be looking into doing that eventually, but I am not at that stage yet. Okay, so talking about a 3D printer, it's going to be what you want to do. What's going to lean into what you want to do. Once you learn a filament printer, in my case, you can get by with a lot of stuff with a filament printer. Okay, y'all guys was asking that in my video. There you go. That's my experiences I had with it. Um, yeah, filament is $20 a roll, give or take what you're buying. You know, the regular PLA filament is not that expensive, and you can crank out what you want and build your stuff as you wish. You know. What was another question that came on that video? I forgot what the questions were. They were good questions though. Um, the price points, again, you can range anywhere from $200 to $1,000 for a home held 3D printer. I got the $800 Adventure 4. It's been a great printer for me. Ender 3, 4, the 5 Plus is what I'm hearing. 5 Plus. I just hear Ender is a good 3D printer to begin with, and they proved that there are parts available for those things, and they work very, very well. So I hope that's cleared up a lot of stuff for people with getting a 3D printer. Um, Again, for me, a filament is where it's at, only because it's so easy to use, and you can buy filament for it on a cheap manner, and it works out good for me. So there you go. I hope that answers some questions. And again, you can see the detail we're getting. All right. So yeah, it's cold, it's snowy. I'm just gonna start painting some stuff up. Leave your thoughts about 3D printing. If you're wondering how it works, um, what you're reluctant on buying, or why you're reluctant on buying it. Um, whichever way you want to lean to is going to help you decide. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got going on with this. I got to glue this one back because what happened, I melted the plastic, the PLA onto the bed so hotter than normal, and it when I peeled it off, it broke. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this back. No biggie. I gotta find my super glue. 3D printing is a hobby within a hobby. It's a hobby within our train hobby, but it's very fun also, man. You'd be amazed at what you can build with this stuff, and it's very fun. I can't find my glue. Huh. Now, where did I put my super glue? Oh, let me try this. That's at least what I know with 3D printing. And again, I don't know everything about it. I know enough to build my stuff, to downsize my stuff, to make it bigger. Um, I know enough about that. I mean, I'm not one of those guys that claim to know everything about it. They got plenty of videos that people make great videos on just showing how to 3D print. Do your research is going to be most important, before you spend any kind of money. But my point was on that video is, I mean, if you got a hobby such as this and you think it's hard to 3D print, very, very mistaken, because it's not that hard. Yeah, that's how it was for me at first. There goes Rapido. I have to pull a small train Rapido because she's very light and she won't pull a heavy train at all because I got those inclines and everything else. Okay, let's go ahead and do our thingy again. We're gonna paint these barrels and just different things. Get some green, some red, some silver. Where the filament stuff, it comes in we get a problem with the filament. It's whenever you're trying to build something that's complicated. Like if you're trying to build like a, a figure with a lot of different components on it, that's where your filament can mess you up at, and it won't do that well. You got to add a shit ton of supports, and sometimes the supports don't peel out of the filament. At least that's what I get on mine. Um, but again, that's where your 3D resin comes in at. Randall, Rapido locomotives aren't as heavy as scale trains, but still good runners and decent pullers. Oh yeah, yeah. I need to add some weight in her. Very true, Randall. Very true, my friend. You at work, man? We getting a crap ton of wintry weather over here. It's just been very, very cold. It's been nice though. Louisiana don't hardly see snow, and we don't get out in it and make any snowmans or nothing like that unless we're with friends and family. But other than that, we stay indoors and stay warm over here. Too damn cold, man. Oh. So yeah, painting up our little load here for our gondola. I had to resize this. I had to widen it up and make it longer. And that's something that you do in your slicer of your 3D printer, in your software. When somebody told me that how to do it, but before I was like, man, I'm never going to be able to learn that, because I don't have the patience sometimes and stuff like that. And let me tell you, I learned it quick. It wasn't that hard. Oh, you working? Okay. Kansas. Yeah, that's cool, man. Rapido's doing well. Very cold back there, and no hitches. Been getting a lot of feedback on my Atlas switch review. How my trains run through these Atlas switches. I've always was a believer in Atlas, and I've never had any major concern for Atlas switches. I never had any problems with Atlas switches. For me, Atlas switches do me good over here. But the feedback I was getting is the N scale stuff with Atlas switches are so finicky. And I can see that because it's a smaller scale and they're smaller rails, and the way Atlas puts their points together on that hinge part, I can see how it can break on a smaller scale. But all my switches, I never had to return or fix one at all. I've always used my switches the way it were, and I don't have any trouble. That was my experience with Atlas switches, and I can see that on N scale though. A borrow out job, okay. But yeah, I've been on a kick of 3D printing lately, man. I've been using my little machine, and it's been quite fun to make all this stuff. I had a lot of failed prints, but I corrected the failed prints. I learned from them what I did wrong, and you learn from it and you keep going. So the Ender filament printers are good, is what I'm hearing. It's a good, like, it might be an expense at first, but I mean, if we're buying these expensive trains, why not get a printer? That's just my take on it, my thoughts. Again, do what the hell you want to do. Oh yeah. Yeah, Randall, that's good, man. You're making that money, brother. Look at it like that. Look. Mm, mm, mm. Let me go see what happens. Slow down. Slow her down. I gotta add some weight in that Rapido. It's a little light. Gotta get me a better gaming chair, huh? Something I can be more comfortable sitting at. There it is, right. We need some black. Yeah, I'm not the type to sit inside all day and watch TV. I can't. So we got all that snow and everything. I'm gonna come in here and do this. Paint up these little things. The more I paint, the more I get done, the more I have left to do on creating my junkyard scenes. Still a lot to do. Still a lot left to do, man. Definitely are not in no rush. Rush to build it for what? We don't want to do that. Hey, Netherland, how you doing, man? Yeah, so we definitely take our time with our layout. You get it right like that. You take your time and do it at your leisure. You can enjoy it. You don't want to find yourself building it and tearing it down because you rushed it and you're like, man, that's not what I really wanted. I have no regrets here on anything on how I did my layout. None. This layout's meant to stay. It's there's a couple little spots I gotta fix on the layout, but it's not terrible. That's on Devil's Mountain. Hence Devil Mountain. That's why we call it that, because it can give us a little trouble time to time with different locomotives. But nothing out of the ordinary. Just modeling, man. Finally can catch up with my 3D printer. I'm printing a lot more stuff because I don't want to be buying stuff right now. Not right now. I'm not into purchasing anything. I got real life scenario stuff coming up with my kid and my family, and I'm not going to be looking to be buying anything right now. So if I can build it, print it, whatever, I will. Things are not cheap. I wish I was in a position where I'll be retired and have an income coming in and I could just sit back and play with trains. Huh? That's unrealistic for me. We don't have that here. So we just do what we can, okay? I think Rapido was my last purchase I bought. I think it was. Was it? I can't remember. I think it was, though. I'm looking for wheels. There we go. Some more wheels right here. Yeah, I don't have the bug to buy train stuff too much. At first I did, but it really, it bit me and it kind of like phased out with me wanting to continue buying locomotives. And I was like, I have enough, and they're all new stuff. I don't operate with too much older stuff. And so shit, I can't even run what I have. So instead of spending $200 to $300 for some locomotives, the new stuff, I ain't bothering with it. And eBay lately, they've been kind of getting up there with a lot of their prices, man. Their shipping is just outrageous. At least that's how it is for me over here. It's real, man. It's real talk. It's real shit we do. That's the reason why, we don't need it. We're not going to buy it. So now my 3D printer is catching a lot of hell because of that. That's a good thing. The Adventure 4 I bought, I didn't have to put a wrench on that thing. Knock on wood. I didn't have to put a wrench on my Adventure 4. It was a little pricey because it's all enclosed. That thing was $800, and it was a good buy, man. It was well worth the money because I didn't have to change no heating head, no nozzles, none of that, no gantry problems, anything. It's just been running really well, which I find that nice because you don't have to be replacing parts and spending more money, right? That's the name of this hobby. You have to, watching how much you spend because it can get away. A lot of the old timer model railroaders can teach us young model railroader a thing or two on how to scratch build and save money, man. They're good at that. My dad was good at that, man. He make anything out of anything, and I like doing that also. I like finding materials that you can use around the house and make something out of it. That was another thing I found. Not everybody, there's more people than you think that can't afford a building, a kit. There's more people than you realize that can't afford things. So what they do, they scratch build it. I've learned that in this hobby. And they got so many different ideas they share with me. And there's a lot of people that can't afford it, man. Technology has come so far, so far. We're still a running, eh? So if y'all haven't seen that video I put about the 3D printing, go check it out. Um, it'll encourage you if you're looking into doing something like that. It'll encourage you to maybe get you one. might need some coffee, some more coffee. There you go. It's coming out really nice. This was this was something I found in Thingiverse. And I had to dig for it, but I found it. Oh, too much. There we go. It's coming out really nice. All right, let's see. Put a little bit more green in there. No yellow, do I? Let's see. Yeah, we got some yellow right here. Yellow mellow. Right now, I'm baking up a truck for the junkyard. So I got that thing running for that. Continue building that junkyard. We had discussed on the last one how 187 vehicles are just so damn expensive, man. Like, man, why are they so high? When like a Hot Wheel is much cheaper, you know? But that's the name of it. It's the way it is. Adding some yellows right there. Look at that. What? I don't want to add too much color in it. I want to give it more of a junk load look. There we go. Man, they said how enjoyable it is to paint this. It's pretty enjoyable. Pretty fun. I enjoy everything I do with my hobby. That's what's so nice about the way I make it from, I make sure I enjoy it. If I can't, then what am I doing, You're early. Yeah, I'm a little early, Grover. I'm off today. Yes, sir, I am, buddy. I'm off. There's snow outside. There's about 2 inches of snow sitting on the ground. Yeah. My wife said, sit in the house and watch TV. I can't do that. So I should be at work right now. Anytime I get like a break, like 2 or 3 day break, because we're snowed in, it kills me, man. I can't. I'm like, oh no, I gotta go find something to do. Oh no, I can't just sit there and watch TV, man. But that's a nice load, huh? I'm debating if I should glue them in. I don't know if I want to glue them in. There we go. We're done with that load. I don't know. I'm debating if I should glue it in. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Sweet. Not a bad looking setup. Alright, let's see this one. Man. I should spray paint this before I start. Yeah, TV, man. When I grew up, I watched a lot growing up. I said, oh, I used to watch movies, a lot of movies. I can't do. As I got older, I couldn't do that. Oh no, not for me. I fidget too much. Let's see if I can get some of this brown on here. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's not a bad looking load. Randall, I would like to do that, just don't have the workspace. I feel you, brother. I feel you, man. That's another thing. Like when I started, I didn't realize, you don't realize how many people don't have the space, and you have a lot of gratitude of what I have and enjoy what I have, because a lot of people don't have the same, you know. I'm gonna just kind of put some brown on here. I was watching on the news, man, that California fires. That was another thing that makes you open your eyes, and it's like, man, you think you have it bad, somebody has it worse. So we learn to be grateful for what we have. We do with the best what we have. We work the best with what we have. Appreciate what we have. That's most important for us over here. And thankful for the people that come by and watch HO Powertrain. Thank y'all. True, Grover. So it looks like I won't be gluing them, huh? Very true. Good point. Good point, man. And that's what we do this for. Also, we always we when I started this channel, it was starting it on the notion of helping someone. That's how I started my channel. Even though if it was the way the songs were being put out there, or me showing you what I'm doing, that's how we started, man. Sometimes they can get away from you, can get lost in it. But once you realize that that's what it's for, you know, why you started it, you can appreciate it. Steve, lucky me, has full basement for a layout and workshop. Yeah, heck yeah, basement. What? Got some heat down there and some AC. You can build your own little empire down there, huh? It's a shame too. I have Frisco decals and the undercurl I have my eyes on, which is everything that's going on. I can't pull the trigger on. Yeah, Randall, I feel you, man. I'm like that in a sense, also. Same way. Yeah. have the discipline to hold back and not purchase things that we would like to have them, but there's other big things that we need to do also, you know. For me at least, that's what I gotta do. So that's why you see my ass 3D printing a lot. Yeah. But we make the best out of it and just have fun with what we have, you know. Making the best out of it is most important. I like this look better than this look. All right. Yeah, things are just, man, it's just so expensive, you know. When I just started this hobby, what, 3 years ago, plywood was the thing. Plywood was very out the roof, man. And we bought the plywood, we got that built. It was expensive, but we got it. But the locomotives wasn't too bad. As time went on, let me tell you, things got out of hand, man. Public safety alert. Oh, the number of accidents being reported is increasing. Holy shit. Stay off the road. Snow and ice. Holy shit. Okay. Huh. Don't get on the road. Randall, looks like the train I'm waiting on. Oh, cool, man. Back to work. Back to work, Randall. Worked out pretty good painting it like that. Oh, good, Randall. You released. All right, man. You going home? Oh no, you in a hotel, huh? My bad. Yeah, you in a hotel. Oh, back on track with Steve. Where did you get the STL files for your gondola loads and scrapyard? Or are you making them in a CAD program or from the internet? Strictly from the internet. Steve, they come from Thingiverse. You go to Thingiverse and you type in HO scale and you'll see different things. I think I typed in junk for it. What did I put? Junk? HO scale junk maybe? Or gondola? But it comes from Thingiverse. You just got to search for it. It was free. The way I do it, once I get it in my USB, that's it. Once I have it in my USB, I don't delete it. I keep it. Once I size it for what I need it, and I just keep printing them. You know. Yeah, that's the way I do it. That's a lot I need to go delete though. I hate to delete them because I might want that one day again. You know, I got to go back through the process of figuring out the size. It don't take a whole lot of time, but it takes time, precious time, time that we don't get back. Well, good for Randall, man. Back to the hotel. Good for you, brother. Some red oil barrels, 55-gallon drums is what I'm painting right now. All these are cheap acrylic paints I'm using. Airbrush paints. I just brush them on. Works really good. Oh, you're welcome, Steve. You're welcome, man. What I do, I measure, I measure my, I'm sure you know how to do that, but I measure approximately on the width and approximately on the length. And I just undercut that a little bit. And I figure it out in my slicer and I print it without the raft. And I print it. It works really well. Did you do CNC or manual machining or both? Manual machining, Grover. No CNC. I was offered CNC. No, it was simple manual machining. Learning tolerances, press fits, machining, collars, sleeves, bushings, pins, stuff like that. Slots, keyways. I don't use them no more. I need to. Well, I might get back into it one day, but I don't know. I hate to get rid of my stuff. I might sell out though on the machine part. I built a giant RC excavator with it. I don't know if you have ever seen that. I need to display it in here, and I built a RC dozer with it. Yep, I was big into RC construction at one time. RC, and I built those machines. That was sweet. Oh, they look really good painted up. Same with your scrapyard. 3D is the bomb. Yeah, Steve, I agree. That's why I made that video to shed some light on that, man. Because that was another thing that I realized that doing this, people were a lot more people than I understand didn't know about 3D printing or don't know what to get, don't know what to buy. And if y'all watch that video, shed light on it, especially if you do it, you can leave a comment. It'll help the other people also. I appreciate that. It helps them understand how it works and they can read the comments and see. Veneer calipers and mics, yeah. Levelers, machinist levelers, telescoping. I'm 38, so I quit doing that around my early 20s. This is my mid 20s. I did a lot of welding too back then. That's what the shop was built for. I would fix things. And then as I went on, I grew with it. I was making better money at my job. Till things slowed down with the machining part of things. At the end, people didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay, and they wanted me to keep the stuff. And I was like, oh, hell no, man. I was like, no. I said, if I can't get off from my job and come do this and can't make a couple $100 on a part or something, I'm not doing it, you know. That's what it was. I was taking a lot of time doing it, charging like $150 to $200 on some small stuff. People just thought that was outrageous. And I was like, look, I shut it down. I still do it from time to time for my dad if he needs something, but it's not often. Yep. I'm like, man, the last fellow, like, really, he pissed me off whenever he's picking his stuff up and he questioned that. And I looked him in his eyes and I said, man, you must think, I'm going to do this for nothing. Well, I just thought it'd be a little cheaper. Well, you thought wrong, my friend. They don't understand the setup. Like on a meal, when you're setting stuff up on your meal and how you have to lock your stuff down into your T slots and set it up, mic it in, zero it out. They don't understand how that works. They just think that you can put it in a vise, throw it into your machine, and mill out key slots and stuff. I'm like, no, there's a lot that goes into that. Sometimes it takes an hour to set up a small part. That's what broke the camel's back. I said, pick your shit up, and I'm done with this. The good thing is I have all my stuff. If I ever needed to get back into it, I can, but I won't be doing it on the scale that I did it before. Yep. Oh, but too much, man. Fresh off the press. Well, them junk loads are coming out good. Damn, I'm surprising myself how good they coming out. Dang. There you go, guys. 3D printing. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, you got to make a tool a lot of times just to hold the stock report. Yeah. Oh man, I done did that. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. I really enjoyed doing it when I did it. But like I said, it was the public, man. They had got to me. Then I started welding, doing more welding than working on my lathes and stuff. Doing like trailer work, fixing ramps, building ramps, fixing jacks. Was doing a lot of that. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I could make more money doing that. And as my job became more demanding at work, my actual job I have now, I just gave it all up. It's cold, Randall. Go right through you that wind, man. It's warm in here. Got my little heater going. I think we're going to call that good. I don't know. Right here, right here. Well, these Bachman, I don't like to talk bad about manufacturers, but these Bachman cars are not the best, man. They're not great. They made it the trucks too close to the body, so when they turn, they catch. They're awesome in details, but they're just not great, man, for pulling. I have all kind of trouble with these cars. They derail constantly. I might just use that in my yards. There we go. We got two of those. Let's see what else I got to paint. Let me go look around. I know I got the other things. Let me go get some coffee, guys. I'll be right back. Damn, it's cold out there, man. Whew. Shit. Freezing, man. Freezing cold out there. Whew. Thank you, John. Yeah, we got those two done. Let me go look around and see what else I got to paint while I'm here doing netting. Let's see. Oh, shit, it's cold out there. This truck here, this is a little 3D printed truck. It's smaller than HO, but I'm gonna use it like a little S10 truck. And the way I printed this is I printed it like this. So I build up one. If I print it like this, the wheels will not come out decent at all. So that's supposed to be a turbo sticking off of the. There you go. That's supposed to be a turbo sticking off the engine, and that's the engine it printed. Not bad. So I'm portraying this as like a little S10. I think it's a different kind of truck, but it's HO. We didn't get an inch this time, but it was too. Whoo! Damn, that's cold, Grover. Shit, I can't deal with that. We deal with around 20 degrees over here. Ah, all right. I guess red. We'll try red for this. There's Rapido running pretty good on. Let's put Canadian on there. We'll look at another train. Hold on. Rerailing that HO scale, it's easier than N scale, I must say. Boy, trying to rerail an N scale car, man. Gotta get one of them rerailers for that. 6 in Illinois. Perfect day to sit inside and cook a soup, man. Make you a good soup. For us would be gumbo. Ooh, good gumbo. Yeah. Yeah. We're not used to driving in this ice, man. We're from the south over here. We're not used to this shit. Not at all. You can see it. Try to hold it. Not gonna be the prettiest because I'm just putting it in a junkyard. Come on. There we go. Not the prettiest. Maybe alright. What y'all doing on y'all layout? Y'all doing anything today? Ooh, not pretty. Ugh, that's ugly. It don't matter. It be alright. It's for me. I gotta look at it. All right, we're gonna slather some black on these wheels. Get that done. There we go. Plain and simple. It's just a little truck. Not the end of the world. Things do not have to be perfect. We're not gonna gatekeep anything over here. We're just gonna do things the way we need to do them. No gatekeeping the HO powertrain, huh? There goes your CN right there. Boom. Running good. Rando, you think it was cold? It was -7. Damn. That's just outrageously cold, Bubba. That's cold. Yeah. All right, that's good enough for a junkyard. It's not that pretty, but it'll work. It looks better than just plain filament. So there you go. Perfect for a junkyard. Kind of got a fingerprint up there. I find whenever I just kind of like, do my scenery and I don't make it perfect, it looks good. It looks like the real world, man. That looks like it'd be sitting in a junkyard. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time and trying to make something perfect because it's going to, you get the idea. As long as it don't look toyish for me, like a bunch of toys, I'm happy. I'm not a toyish person in that aspect. Everybody got their thing, but for me, I'm not. I don't model railroad that way. Where we at? Oh, we're an hour in. Okay, all right. Feel free to talk about what you want to talk about, guys. List it. Let me know, and we'll bring that up. Whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about. Y'all trying to figure something out. Leave it in the chat. Now's the time. I know we'll be able to figure it out together. If you're trying to get into DCC and you're doing DC, just know that things are going to be more expensive. Right now, I'm running DC right now. Just because I have a lot of DCC stuff doesn't mean that I do not run DC. I love running DC because DC is more robustly, gives out a more robust power and your trains run better. DCC is finicky because of the wavelength it operates on. And if you're having trouble with your DCC stuff, make sure your track is clean and your wheels are clean. That's going to be your main culprit for DCC because things has to be perfect for DCC. DC, power, it goes. So that's a good point that I feel that I can bring up. Another point that people were talking about was their switches would sag, and they said they had Atlas switches and it was sagging. I have no switches on my layout, and they're all Atlas, and none of them are swagging. The way I say, you know, you either put them flat, make sure there's no space under them. Okay, you put them flat, um, but also you do not want them. You do not want to push down on your switches when you're gluing them in, because if you weigh them down, they will swag. So as long as they're flat and you ballast them, the ballast will get underneath your switch and it'll cause them to lay flat. But if you're putting weight on your switches, that's what causes a bow in them, and hence you'll get a bad switch later down the road. So do not push down on your switches. Okay. Grover grew up and lived in Liberal for less than a year in '93. We got a lot of old buildings destroyed. And it's sad. Yeah, tornadoes, man. This California fires got me the other day. I was like, man, yeah, it's just a rough world out there. I understand how it is, man. We stay prayed up and keep on going, man. Stay strong. You know, that's what's going to be important, to keep on rolling. But yeah, those are the points. You know, I had a lot of people was telling me in some of my videos with the switches and track work and stuff like that. Um, Again, I've been doing pretty good with all my stuff with the temperature swings, and I don't have no trouble. So we're doing pretty good. Oh, we got another one printed. Let's go get it off. Oh, yep, there's another one. A razor blade it right off. It should come off. Yeah. What? I got that on. Damn. That thing didn't want to come off. Yep, it's a sad situation, Grover. I hear you, man. Oh yeah. It's a crazy world out there nowadays, man. You protect what you got, and just keep on going. Keep that head up. Yep. I need to get a warrior train going, man. I gotta get some inner workings for my warrior train. Yeah, I like my warrior stuff. I gotta do that again. Check that out. Spartan, man, Spartan. We can run a longer train than that. Let's let it come around. I'll put my train on there. Let's go put that. There we go. I had to cut all these whiskers off these hopper cars, man. They were just catching all over the place. Derail like a son of a gun. I think these hopper cars, my buddy is telling me he can't find them. These are the 4-bay hopper cars, the Waller cars. I think they're $25 a piece at the time. And he can't find them anymore. I like those cars. Hey Gary, how you doing, man? Oh. Yeah, we're just doing a little painting and talking about trains and everything else, right? Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, shit. 3D printing, man. Somebody had a 3D printer and they was willing to print for the public and make them a channel. They would do good with it. A lot of people don't know how to work a printer or they don't want to get one. Therefore, somebody that do it make a little bit of money. I just don't have the time, man, to do that. Gary, what brand of 3D printer I have? FlashForge Adventure 4, the enclosed one. Mine moves, the base moves on mine, and the gantry moves up and down. And that thing was like $800, but it's an enclosed system. It's a very good printer. I have not touched a wrench on it at all or changed any parts on it. It just works really well. I hear Ender 3, the Ender stuff is good also at a cheaper cost if you was looking into getting a 3D printer. As far as a filament, the resin stuff, you're going to have to get you like the curing station, the wash stations. You need those things and you need the resin. So you're looking around $500 to $600 for a decent setup in resin. That's why I have it neandered in resin, because I have more important things to buy. But so I would like to get a resin, but I can't afford it. I can afford it, but I can't afford to buy that when I have other things I need to buy. So resin is out the picture for me for quite some time until things pick up and things change. If they do, then good. If not, we'll still do what we're doing. Picasso, man. Yeah, Picasso. Yeah, we're getting progress done, bro. Yeah. Steve, I used the Ender 5, has large build volume, printed a concrete silo over 8 inches tall. Prints. That's cool, Steve. That's good to know, man. The Ender 5 Plus. I looked them up. They look pretty sweet. See the film, I mean the resin stuff is good for stuff like this. But if you're doing it on a filament, you can see the lines in it. It don't come out really well. And you can tell it's a truck, of course, but it's not the best looking. And again, I had to print this thing like this. So a resin, you won't get none of that. You'll get high detail out the resin. But if you're happy with something like that, a filament will work. Again, it's not the best, but it'll be all right. We're not trying to win no awards or anything. We're just trying to get it to look and half decent. And, you know, when you look at the scene, it still looks good, you know. We're not going to jam a camera up on it and say, oh my God, you know, we're not going to do that. But I'm satisfied. I'm happy with it. There we go. We got that. Well, got to do the tire. It all depends on what you want to do, you know, like what you're after, what you're looking for. If you're, you know, if you're trying to get something to where you can get it perfect, you know, then yeah, then it all depends on what you're doing. Bigger stuff, that your filament comes in for your bigger stuff. But again, stuff like this would be for your resin. Yep. I don't know if Hobby Lobby sells 3D printers. I don't think they do. I don't know. Good old eBay and Amazon, they put those places out of business with stuff like that, man. Online stuff ran a lot of people off. Give me a little bit of water. Yep, it all depends on what you want to do. That's good to know, Steve, and might help somebody out if they watch it. They can get information on it, you know, help them out. Hopefully it does, you know. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna be heading on out. Pretty much we went over what we wanted to go over. We got our little cars printed. Now y'all see what a 3D printer can do on this aspect, right? Although they have tons of videos on how to learn how to do 3D printing. You've seen what I do with it. There you go. And you get the gist of what our filament does here. No sugarcoating it. You see it for yourself and you see how it goes down. So with that said, guys, thank y'all for coming by. Always leave your comments in the comment section below so we can learn together. That's what it's for. And leave your thoughts on everything we do, okay? With that said, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See y'all later, guys.